Hello, Amanda. This will be some milestone 2 feedback for you. I'll be responding to 4.1 and 4.2, which is the business card, letterhead, and leave behind. Amanda, I enjoy your business card a lot. I like your logo, how it's developed too. And did you create this PD? I guess logo form. I like the way that the counter form of the P or the D is dead center, and there's a little note of awkwardness there, but it draws my eye to it. I don't think you need to add Izines and Itman. I think if you spell those out, maybe outside of the logo, what I'd like to see is just you capitalize on this PD form, have it fill the circle of the logo. It's just a suggestion, and then perhaps have Pitman Designs off to the side here. This would be economy. You wouldn't have to repeat it twice. You could just use it, and that's called a logo type, where you have the logo and some type off to the side. I don't think you need this vertical black bar, although it does match the weight of the logo forms, but I think it would be cleaner. Just in general, I think I would suggest that you clean it up. It would be cleaner without the black bar. So consider those two things, having the P and the D occupy the circle alone, and then having Pitman Design spelled off to the side or the bottom. Also, you've centered everything here too, and it looks good because you've been consistent. You don't have flush left mixed with center. But I think you have too many sizes of type. I count, there's this one, well, you have to include this too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's 5. See if you can get it down to 3 sizes. I think it will look better. Also, it's always awkward to reconcile numbers because they look like a string of caps. So if you're using lining figures which do not reflect the up and down of the lowercase alphabet, upper lowercase alphabet with descenders and ascenders, make these numerals smaller, maybe a point or two smaller. I'm not crazy about this Chancery italic. It's very common. It's a beautiful face. It's based on pen forms from the Renaissance. Just so you know that it has those kinds of antique qualities. And it's used a lot because it's a default typeface for many people. This is a great draft of your letterhead. Here I kind of like the bar. It's very heavy-handed, but I think that's makes it unusual. Your type, though, is too big, and it's way too close to the trimmed edge. Be careful about bleeding off 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. Sometimes it's impractical. Letterhead usually comes pre-trimmed. You should buy a ream of paper from, say, Best Buy or something. What you'd have to do in order for it to bleed off, as you have it here, is trim it. And then it becomes something other than 8.5 by 11, right? It is very expensive to print letterhead to bleed like this. I mean, it can be done, but just so you know that it is generally kind of impractical. I like, however, for class use, this is fine. Just be aware that in the real world, it may be difficult to do that. And you do not want thin hairline borders that suggest misregistration or some kind of bad printing. So back your type away from the margins too. It's a bit tight. And then whatever size typeface you use on the business card, consider using those size relationships on your letterhead as well. Well, Amanda, I think your discussion of what to leave behind depending on the circumstances, I think is astute. Yeah, you don't want to leave your portfolio everywhere. You might consider, however, highlights of your portfolio economically printed on something that is manageable in terms of size that you can give away. I've seen many solutions, sometimes a deck of cards, not a full deck, of course, but a little like playing card size with examples of your work and captions perhaps in the back. I think the idea of using a label is versatile because you're going to fix a label to a number of things, and it's easy to go, say, to Walmart, buy an inexpensive thermal mug, print out your label on decent quality cardstock or even label material, and adhere it, and have a fairly custom leave behind that isn't too expensive to produce, and that also makes you memorable. But as you say, it depends on the circumstances. So I think for now, for the purposes of this class, a label is a good idea. I would like to, however, see it applied to something, some object. so that your client can get an idea of how they might use them, rather than just wonder what they are and maybe toss them. I look forward to seeing you apply your branding scheme, palette, typography to all of your pieces, the letterhead and the business card, as well as the leave behind. Good job.